morning, everybody. This is Danny with Drippin' Events, back with another round of Coffee with Your Race Director. Good morning. I hope you're having a great week. We just ourselves got off of a race weekend down in Lake Montclair, Virginia. Beautiful Lake Montclair Triathlon. Had a blast out there. And we're getting ready and getting pumped for in about a week and a half for our next race, which is the Hagerstown Youth and Sprint Triathlon. So welcome and good morning. So as you can see, I'm wearing the Hagerstown triathlon shirt. As you can see, this is the race shirt for the race here on July 8th and July 9th in Hagerstown, Maryland. So I wanted to wear that this morning so you can see what it looks like. Also got a picture of the race medal here, sample of it. So this is what athletes will be getting on race morning at this particular race. So let's get into it. So as most of you guys know, and if you've already registered, then you probably have all the information, but if you don't, or maybe you're on the fence, the Hagerstown Youth and Sprint Triathlon is a great race. It's about an hour away from Columbia, Maryland, in Hagerstown West on 70. A great race that takes place at the Halfway Park, also known as the Marty Snook Community Park in Hagerstown. This is the 16th year for this race. We are fortunate enough to continue this race from its previous owners. So we are excited about it. We have a lot of people registered thus far, and it's going to be great. So as I mentioned, the 16th year for this race. So great stuff. So there's two races, as I mentioned. There's the youth race, which is taking place in the evening on July 8th. So Saturday evening, July 8th. And then the Sprint Triathlon, which is taking place on Sunday morning, July 9th. So two opportunities to race. If you have kiddos that are into triathlon, definitely check out the youth race. I'll speak a little bit on the youth race, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the sprint triathlon and get into all the details and all the good stuff that you want to hear. So the youth race is happening, as I mentioned, on July 8th in the evening. It is for ages between 7 and 15 years old. And this race is a combination of different distances depending upon the age, but it's somewhere between 50 meters and 100 meters depending upon your age. 1.5 miles to 3 miles on the bike, and 3/4 of a mile to 1.5 miles on the run. The beauty of this race for the youth triathletes is the entire race takes place inside Marty Snook Park, Halfway Park. So it's a pool swim. The bike is on the main roads of the park, and the run is also on the paved pathways inside the park. So great opportunity for youth athletes to race with us in a sprint or a short distance youth race triathlon. So everything takes place inside the park. The sprint race, again, will take place in the evening. The race will start at 6:30 p.m. So transition area will open up a few hours beforehand. Check the website for all the latest information. But the race will take place in the evening. We'll get you lined up around the pool. We'll set you off into the pool one at a time to complete your distance based on your age. We'll line up the older kids first and work their way through to the younger kids. They all do different distances. So, our 7 to 8-year-olds swim a 50 meters in the pool. Our 9-10s and 11-12s will swim 100 meters in the pool, and our 13 to 15-year-olds swim 150 meters in the pool. So again, we'll start with the older kids and we'll work our way all the way down to the younger age groups, and that's how we'll get you in the pool one at a time to swim your distances. So similar to the adult sprint race the next morning, the swim in the pool will be a snake swim. So if you're not familiar with what a snake swim is, you'll get into lane 1 and you'll kind of go down and go over a lane and come back and kind of make your way through each lane to complete the required distance. So youth athletes, as you pop out of the water, we'll head you down to transition. You grab your bike and away you go for either your 1.5 mile bike or your 3 mile bike, all inside the park on the main park roads. So you'll kind of go out and back and do a couple loops depending upon your age. You finish off the bike and then onto the run course. If you are between the ages of 7 and 10, you will be doing a 0.7 mile run. If you're between the ages of 11 and 15, you'll be doing a 1.5 mile run. So all inside the park on the paved pathways, super safe environment for youth athletes. This is a great opportunity for you to try out triathlon in a pool setting inside a park. So if you're on the fence about signing your kid up for the youth race, these are all great reasons to do it. We hope you can join us on July 8th. All information about the youth race is on the website, so be sure to check it out. Whew, that was a lot of talking. So on to the sprint race, which most of our athletes are signed up for. This is for people that are athletes that are minimum age of 14 years old. And the sprint race, again, takes place at Halfway Park, Marty Snook Park in Hagerstown, Maryland. Yeah, we've got a great setup ready to go. If you're somebody that's been interested in triathlon and you haven't necessarily taken the plunge, this is your time to do it. This is a pool triathlon. So, those of you who raced with us a few weekends ago at the Columbia Association Triathlon, this is exactly kind of the same format, same setup as that race. So it's a pool triathlon. It's a roadway bike taking place on the roads surrounding the park in Hagerstown, and then the run is on paved pathways / road combination inside the park. So great opportunity to do a race with us at Hagerstown. So the sprint triathlon takes place on Sunday, July 9th, and it is it's a 300-meter swim, a 10-mile bike, and a 3.1-mile run. We do have an option for aqua bike as well, which is the 300-meter swim and the 10-mile bike. So those are the two options for Sunday, July 9th in Hagerstown. It's going to be a great race. So a little bit more information about the race. As I mentioned, it will be on Sunday, July 9th. We have a 7 a.m. start, so give yourself a lot of time in the morning to arrive. Plenty of parking inside the park. There's a few different parking areas that we're going to kind of flag you to. So as you come in the morning, just follow the directions of the people parking cars, and we'll get you into a parking lot. Walking over to the venue, you'll be good to go. We do have athlete check-in the night before during the youth race. So if you want to do that, take advantage of the youth race to check in if you'd like to do the night before. But race morning, as always, is fine. And that will start at 5:30 in the morning, and the race will kick off promptly at 7 a.m. So on race morning, you're gonna, come to the race. Make sure you have all your materials that you need for the race: your bike helmet, your bib number, your bike adhesive, your bike, your helmet, your swimsuit, your cap, your goggles, your running shoes, everything that you need for the race. And the transition area will open at 5:30 a.m. for the 7 a.m. start. We're gonna line everybody up at the pool and get you started for the swim portion of the race. So the way this is gonna work, similar to the youth race, we're gonna line you guys up around the pool, and we're gonna seed you based on your swim time. So we're not necessarily looking for your 300 meter swim time. What I'm looking for here is your 100 meter swim time. So if you're unfamiliar with how this might work, think about how long it takes you to go from one end of the pool to the other. That's 25 meters, and times that by 4. So if you're a fast swimmer, we're going to seed you first. So you need to know your 100 meter swim time pace. When you call you onto the pool deck, we'll line you up and we'll get you in a long line, and we'll get you in the swim based on fastest to slowest. So as I mentioned, it is a snake swim. We're going to start swimmers in the water, one person every 5 seconds to complete the swim. So you're going to go down the pool, down the length, duck under, come back, and down, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all the way to the last lane of the pool, and that'll complete your 300-yard swim, or meter swim, and then you'll hop out, you'll be done the swim. So that's how the swim course is going to run for this particular race. And so you're going to head down to the bike, and you're going to enjoy a 10-mile bike course. I love this bike course. I was doing some recon on it the other day, and what I love about it is, with the exception of just the beginning of the first mile or so of the bike, it's a relatively tame bike course. Very low vehicle traffic. It's not close to vehicle traffic, but we have, that time of day in this area, there's not a lot of vehicle traffic. So in terms of regards to safety, it's a pretty safe course. It is mostly flat. There are some rolling hills on the back end of the course around mile 8, 9. Before you finish up the bike course. So, but if you're half decent cyclist, you'll be able to zip through that right away. But exception of those little rolling courses, it's a pretty quick course, 10-mile course. So follow the course signage. We'll have course signage on the ground for you, duct tape arrows. We'll have some signage out, some volunteers letting you know which way to go on the bike course. But it is a one-loop bike course. So everybody's going to go and do one loop of the bike course, which is 10 miles. You're going to return back to the park. So you're going to start the bike course on the east end of the park, and you're going to be returning on the west end of the park. You're going to finish off the bike course by coming through the park on the west end all the way back to transition, and then you're going to be done your bike course. Come back to transition, and then get ready to go for that run. The run course is a 3.1 mile run, and it's all on paved pathways. So make sure you follow the duct tape arrows on the ground and all the run course signage and the volunteers out there to complete your run. It's an out and back course. 100% of it is paved. It's a great run course. The run course elevation is essentially flat. Maybe a slight elevation, false flat, if you will, in a few areas, but it's mostly flat. Check out both of the maps for the bike and the run. Check out the elevation profile online on the website. Definitely recommend you doing that. So it's a 3.1 mile run. You're going to return back to the transition area where the finish line is located. You're going to cross the finish line, and we're going to give you a bottle of water and a medal. It's going to be an amazing time. So yeah, great race. The Hagerstown Sprint and Youth Triathlon, July 8th and July 9th. We're doing awards for this race, as we do with most of our races, giving overall awards to top male and females, top 3, and then top 3 in each individual age group. So all the information is on the website. I encourage you to check it out. If you're on the fence about signing up for this race, this is a great opportunity to try triathlon, to race triathlon. If you're somebody that just wants to go out and go fast, go for it. This is the race. Hagerstown Triathlon. This is the 16th year for this race. It's going to be amazing. Right now, the weather is looking good, so it's still a little early. We're about a week and a half out, but weather's looking good for the most part. Come check out the Hagerstown Youth and Sprint Triathlon, July 8th, July 9th. Go to our website, learn more, hit the register button. We can't wait to see you on race day. I can't wait to give you one of these shirts and one of these medals. So it's going to be great. We look forward to seeing you guys at the race. And until then, have a great week. We'll see you out there, folks.